A gut-wrenching story out of Idaho. A procession lining the freeway early this morning in Spokane, Washington, saluting the two firefighters who lost their lives during an ambush attack that also sent a third firefighter to the hospital. The as-yet unidentified suspect is accused of starting a brush fire in a northern Idaho mountain range in an effort to lure first responders into a trap, where he then acted as a sniper to shoot at them once they arrived on scene to fight the blaze. The suspected gunman was found hours after the shooting by police in a wooded area with a weapon near his body. This is Outnumbered. I'm Emily Campagno, here with my co-host Harris Faulkner, and also joining us today, Marie Harf, Fox News contributor and former State Department spokesperson under President Obama, Rosanna Scotto, Fox 5 New York anchor and host of The Underground Economy on Fox Nation, and John Yoo, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General, UC Berkeley law professor, and former Justice Clarence Thomas law clerk. Now first, let's go to Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt, live on the ground in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, with the latest. Jonathan.
Emily, some breaking news for you via the Associated Press, which is now reporting that law enforcement officials are telling them that the identity of the gunman in this tragic incident is Wes Rowley, as the Associated Press reports it. We believe he is in the region of 20 years old. We do not know anything else about that alleged gunman at this point. Meantime, investigators, of course, still trying to piece together everything that happened here. Last night, the bodies of the two firefighters who were killed were removed from the mountain here. They were shot dead, having gone to battle a fire around 1:30 p.m. Pacific time in the mountains here, but within minutes of arriving, found themselves instead facing sniper fire. A hidden sniper opening fire on them, prompting a frantic emergency call from another firefighter. Listen here.
We need law enforcement up here immediately. We've got another Coeur d'Alene firefighter down. We've got two unresponsive battalion chiefs, gunshot wounds, multiple gunshot wounds. Two Coeur d'Alene firefighters are down. I'm pinned down. It's clear to me that this fire was set intentionally to draw us in.
Police, SWAT teams and FBI agents rushed to the scene, around 300 officers in all, and for some time they continued to take sniper fire, with the sheriff saying it was clearly a trap that was set. Listen to the sheriff.
You know, when you have an environment where you don't know where the bullets are coming from because of the trees and the shrubbery and what have you, it is daunting for police officers, let alone firefighters who are there just to put out the fire. So it's very, very difficult. Very difficult for drones or helicopters to see any individuals up there. So this was a total ambush, taken by surprise.
After several hours, members of a SWAT team discovered the body of a man. He was dead. There was a weapon nearby. And at that point, the sheriff declared that there was no longer a threat. And just to repeat the breaking news, the Associated Press reporting that the shooter has been identified to them by law enforcement officials as a young man called Wes Rowley. As for the condition of the wounded firefighter, who was also evacuated from the mountain, he went through emergency surgery last night. The sheriff at that point described him as fighting for his life. We are told this morning that he is in stable condition. One small piece of good news in this terrible tragedy. Emily?
Indeed. Thank you so much. Rosanna, I cannot imagine a worse scenario than our brave first responders rushing to a fire to put it out and just ambushed, totally unprotected, and now to learn that likely the fire was started to lure them in. It's just abjectly terrifying.
So, Emily, you know, I'm glad they have the suspected gunman in custody, or he's now passed. I don't care about him. I don't want to know his motive. I don't want to know his name. I don't want to know his background, his childhood, nothing. He killed 2 innocent firefighters who were running towards danger. They are unsung heroes. The people in that community lined the roadways yesterday as they brought their bodies to the morgue. I don't want to know about this guy. I want to know more about those unsung heroes. That's who I want to know about this morning.
Yeah, Harris, I spoke with a few of my friends there in the Pacific Northwest who are part of the firefighting community, and they are just absolutely devastated and in shock. This is totally unexpected.
Yeah, and when you hear the real-time call for help and that the firefighters on the ground believe that it was set and they were drawn in, I mean, that's so jarring to know that they're taking incoming fire and they're telling the world what they think has happened. If you'll allow me, Emily, I want to save some of my time for you, John. Is this domestic terrorism?
We don't know yet. I think what we need to have is a full investigation. Unfortunately, we have to know everything about him and his background. In the short term, we need to understand, is it terrorism? Is anybody helping him? Was anybody working with him? That's why the FBI is there, to see if this is part of a larger conspiracy. And then I think we have to figure out ways to punish people like this, to stop them. Because I totally agree. We have people rushing in to save people's lives. Now they have to worry about people shooting at them. So we have to figure out ways to deter people from ever doing this in the future. If there are people helping him, he's 20 years old, apparently. If his parents should have known, then unfortunately they have to be investigated too. It reminds me of cases of minors who've had guns and done school shootings. And we have had to punish the parents for not reporting them if they've stolen guns, if they shouldn't have had weapons. I think we have to do that kind of full field investigation here too. In the longer run, we have to think about culture. Shouldn't people be condemning the shooter and praising the firefighters?
Right. All of that is
We're going to talk, I think, later about people who won't condemn terrible speech. At the very least, our politicians should be able to condemn this kind of conduct.
Well, and you hit the reason why I asked that question. Are there add-ons legally if it's a certain category of crime? And you're right, it's too soon to know, but you answered that. Yeah, so we know that there will be, depending on what this is.
Yeah, and there's always enhancements that can be put on line and weight and the like. And I note, too, first of all, it's a smaller community there, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It's rural. It's a tight-knit community. And the first responder community is still reeling from the loss from the deaths there to the firefighters from the fires a few years ago. So this is a community that is still suffering from that. And then to have an ambush occur, it just absolutely defies logic, and it really shocks the conscience, Marie.
Emily, I agree. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. Think about what the firefighting community has been through in Idaho, in California. Just think about the LA fires last year. Obviously a different area, but it's one community having been through so much devastation. And fires are getting worse. We know this just on their own in the West. And then to have one set on purpose to hurt them, I agree with you. It's shocking. And I agree with John. We need to know why he did this. We need to know the motive. We need to know how to prevent other people from doing it in the future. And, you know, the investigation is continuing. I'm glad the FBI is there.
Yeah, and depending on the firefighting, you know, many of them, the seasonal and the wildland and the lake and volunteer, they hold many jobs.
That's right.
Right,
Yeah.
and so they are. I'm sure they are loved members of the community, and I look forward to learning more about the 2 firefighters that lost their lives. And we are certainly continuing to pray for the one in stable condition. Thank God.